morning from Mike Carter Field here in the Rose City, Tyler, Texas, where we have by-district playoff baseball here between Tyler Legacy and Rowlett. I'm Reese Lannon, joined by a new face in the broadcast booth today, Seth Gibson, head coach over at Tyler High, who once upon a time was an assistant coach over at Tyler Legacy. Happy to have you here today, Coach. Hopefully you can teach me a few things as we go along the way.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here. Excited for playoff baseball. There's nothing like it. The district season, that's great, but nothing matters. Moving forward, all that matters is the game right in front of you.
Well, the last time Tyler Legacy was in the playoffs, you were actually the head coach, or assistant coach at Tyler Legacy. So you've seen playoff baseball here at Mike Carter Field. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the last time they were in this? You beat Wiley 2-1 and then fell to Waxahachie in a game where they had a chance to win. But that was the last time Tyler Legacy was here.
Yes, sir. It's been a little bit, but I'm glad VJ's got them on the right track. It's a different atmosphere. I'm sure he's got the guys ready to roll. When the sun's shining for playoff baseball, there's nothing like it. You just got to be all bought in. It's going to take every coach, every player on the bench, every player that's playing to really buy in and moving forward. Like, you got to play as a unit.
Yeah. So you talk about playing as a unit, and Tyler Legacy this year, make no mistake about it, they're in a very tough district. You know that as well as anyone, but you've got to kind of be that consistent team through the good and the bad because you're playing teams like Rockwall Heath, you're playing Royce Cities, teams like that. Does that, going back to your time at Tyler Legacy, how does that prepare you to get into the playoffs where you're playing teams like Rowlett, really good baseball teams, every single game?
Well, you go in there with the confidence knowing that you're playing some of the best schools already in the 6A conference, so it gives you just confidence moving forward that really you can play with all these teams if you play your baseball, play smart, play fundamental, that you have the experience in your district already that almost feels like a playoff atmosphere. So if they can just really find what they had that in the last part of the district where I think they won 4 games in a row and bringing it to the playoffs, then they should be all right.
Well, Tyler Legacy and Rowlett doing battle here tonight. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Eagles, 21-7-1. Jeremy Wilson in his 4th season manning Rowlett. He has won 72 games, 42 losses, 2 ties. Neftali Orizako, the first baseman, he'll lead it off, followed by Jeff Claycomb. He pitches. Jake Usry, the catcher, bats 3rd. Then cleaning up, it's Roger Funky, the shortstop. River Kirkhoff, the center fielder, bats 5th. He's followed by the 3rd baseman and Tyler Holmes. Aiden Simon in right field bats 7th. Jack McAtee plays left field, batting 8th, and batting 9th, playing second base, Hayden Paris on the mound, the aforementioned Jeff Claycomb. Before we get into this lineup for Tyler Legacy, you coached a lot of these kids growing up, and there's one specifically who I want to highlight. Actually, let's do the national anthem first. We'll get it right back to you, but there's somebody I want to highlight as we get ready for this one from Mike Carter Field. Stay tuned. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Welcome back here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler as we're about ready for first pitch. Calvin Rippey towing the slab for the Red Raiders. Let's talk to you about the guys behind Rippey. In the outfield from left to right, Garner McKinney, Payne Hotman, Owen Harrison. Infield left to right, Dallas Walker, Nolan Habel, Cole Kimmel, Simeon Garner. The battery here tonight for Tyler Legacy, Calvin Rippey, Noah Felton. Catching for Tyler Legacy. And Coach Gibson, Garner McKinney has meant so much to this team. He's one of the seniors in the lineup today, and one of the guys I want to highlight. He has been on base in every single game this year. I know you coached him growing up. What do you think about Garner's growth? He came on last year as a junior, started every single game, and really has been a mainstay for 2 years.
He's just a great kid to start off, and he has all the intangibles you'd want in a senior leader. One of those kids that is going to do things on and off the field the right way. And I think that just carries on to production on the field. He's one of those kids, he's not going to let the teammates down. He's going to do whatever it takes to find a way to get the job done, and he leads by example. And hearing that stat, that's no shocker to me, because if he's going to lead by example, no better way to do it than doing that right there.
Top of the order, been on base every single game this year. Just makes sense. And it also just makes sense for Calvin Rippey to take the ball here today. I know you said you obviously got the coach's brother, George, but I told you the stat. Calvin coming into today he had allowed 2 total earned runs in 34 district innings. The numbers this year, 4-3 record with a 1.25 ERA. He's only a sophomore. Him getting the ball today is not really a surprise to anybody.
It's chill bumps because his older brother, George Rippey, was always the game 1 starter for playoffs as well.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like deja vu right here.
Well, here we go. It is Neftali Orzako, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, standing in as he watches ball 1. Underway, first pitch a little bit early, 5:57 here from Tyler. Big tapper, third base side, that's foul. One ball.
Right away, the strike zone. You can tell playoff atmosphere if the umpire is at 45 degree, or if he's more square. If he's 45 degree, you're going to get the inside corner a lot more times than not.
1-1. There's a good fastball over the inside corner. And I've noticed Calvin Rippey is probably one of the quickest workers I think I've ever seen. I mean, he gets the ball and he's right back to it.
He just has that dog mentality. He wants the ball in his hand. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here in Orozco. Claycomb on deck. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, and it almost froze him. Wow.
Good pitch there. Good pitch, good pitch.
Just barely missed over the inside corner, the backdoor breaking ball. I think here if you're Rippey, you just got to go right back to it. Don't let that last pitch affect you. It did, unfortunately, miss down and away, and it's a leadoff walk for the first baseman of the Eagles.
Going back to that umpire, if he's shaded inside, especially if it's lefty on lefty with that ball breaking like that, sometimes those inside pitches can be a little hard to judge.
So Rippey will now go to work here against Jeff Claycomb, junior pitcher, here today for the Eagles. Check on first as the first pitch misses downstairs, ball 1. This Rowlett team, they play good baseball. 21-7-1 on the year. They were 13-3 in district play, but despite that, Coach, they were 3rd in the district standings. As this one shot a mile in the air, a can of corn to center. Hotman camping and makes the catch.
They're one of those teams, they're not necessarily going to overpower you, but they're just going to make all the right plays, not make a lot of mistakes.
So 1-on-1 out. Here comes Jake Usry, the catcher. Usry, a sophomore, 5'11", 150 pounds. The first pitch here from Rippey is popped out of play. I don't know if I told you about the game Rippey had a couple of weeks ago. A complete game against Forney through 63 pitches.
Oh, wow. It's important for him to get that first pitch strike. And once
Yep.
he gets that first pitch strike, then he can really use all of his stuff.
This ball's hit a ton out to left field. Going back, McKinney still going, and actually it's going to stay in the yard. A couple of steps in front of the track. Thought he got more of it than he did, and retreating back to first is Orozako.
The ball does not fly out at Mike Carter very well.
You would know better than anyone.
You really have to hit that ball if it's going to go somewhere. But you have that confidence as a pitcher, though, knowing, hey, I can fill up the zone.
Oh, if I was a pitcher, I'd love pitching.
Oh, yeah, it's a pitcher's ballpark for sure.
That one's fouled away, and actually the fences are, if you've never been out here, they're probably 10 feet in from what they originally were, so it's, 325 down the line, a big fence everywhere around the yard.
12-foot wall, I believe, in the corners.
And that's the smallest part. It gets up to, 20 feet-ish?
Yes, sir.
In center. This one's shot into right center field. That ball's down for a hit. Rounding second on his way to third is Orzako, and he is into third base safely. 2-out single for Roger Funk, and just like that, the Eagles are cooking here, first and third with 2 outs.
Key here is just stay calm, stick to your game plan, throw first pitch strike, 2 outs.
So Funky over at first. We'll see if Rowlett thinks about putting him in motion. What's your play here? First and third, 2 outs, opening inning. Do you get aggressive?
You probably get aggressive here, especially with lefty on the mound. Make him make it a choice. Is he going to go to first or is he going to go home? Either way, if you got a good chance to get to second base, but you could play either side here. So with 2 outs, you can set the tone here, or you can play it safe.
1 ball, no strikes. River Kirkhoff as he watches ball 2. This is a big batter in this game, even in just inning number 1. All the momentum will go to one side here, depending on the result. And missing away again is Rippey. Now it's 3-0. This is a dangerous spot you would know as well as anyone.
It's very important that you just don't want to leave this out. If you want to attack them here, attack them out kind of close to the zone, but don't leave anything hanging here.
3 balls, no strikes, and there's a 4-pitch walk. Rowlett has him loaded here in the first inning. So now Tyler Holmes with the sacks full and 2 away. This is an even bigger batter in this game. Rowlett a base hit, trying to take an early 2-run advantage. Rippey to the plate, first pitch. Right at the knees. Well, he's back out of the windup. What's the difference if it's one of your pitchers on the mound? What's that difference?
So right now the difference is if there's a base hit, it's almost guaranteed this guy on second will score. If he's through the stretch, then you got yourself a chance. But in this situation, I love the confidence of the pitcher. Let's 2 outs. Let's attack the hitter. We got to force out anywhere. Let's go get this last out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Holmes way behind on the fastball. See how Rippey attacks. Does he go right back with the heater? Does he try maybe a potential waste pitch here, get him fishing?
I feel like he's going to attack the zone. Oh.
Did go with the fastball, but that one riding arm side high. We're even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Expect some off speed right here. Keep him off balance.
Holmes will call time. Everybody on Rowlett's got the blonde hair here today. It doesn't look like it is completely translated to Tyler Legacy, but I do see some blonde hair down there in the dugout and then on the field.
Just one of those old playoff traditions.
Swing and a miss. Calvin Rippey with a huge punch out here in the top of the first inning. He leaves him loaded. Big strikeout, Coach.
Very big strikeout. Keep the momentum on our side now. You go and attack the baseball.
Off to the bottom of the first inning. No score here from Mike Carter Field. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Big top of the first inning. Calvin Rippey gets out of the bases loaded jam with the strikeout. We enter the bottom of the first. Here's the Tyler Legacy starting lineup. Garner McKinney in left leads it off. Payne Hotman in center bats second. Simeon Garner, the first baseman, bats third. Cale Zips DHing cleans up. Nolan Habel at short. Dallas Walker at third. Noah Felton catching and batting seventh. Then Cole Kimmel and Owen Harrison rounding out the lineup for the Red Raiders, batting ninth in right field. So here's Garner McKinney. We were just talking about him. 29 straight games on base, trying to make it 30 here today, a .320 batter.
Senior leadership is always a huge plus in the playoff series.
Here's McKinney batting from the left side as always. Third baseman in Holmes playing way up down at third. As the first pitch, a check swing, and McKinney committed to that one, no appeal needed. It's Jeff Claycomb on the mound for Rowlett. Right-hander working through the motions. As McKinney thought about it again, but this time he held up on the appeal. 1 ball, 1 strike. McKinney, as I mentioned, hitting .320. On base rate of .472 coming in. He's knocked in 8 runs. He's scored 29 times. Watch his ball 2 there.
You could say he's having a good year.
He's actually having a bigger year than last year, and his year last year was really good as well. Last year, on a mostly senior-heavy lineup, he was a .434 on base rate. He's ahead here, 3-1. You can see why he's ahead. He's going to see a lot of pitches. He's not really a guy. He will attack early pitches, but not really with regularity.
He has such a great approach for the game. You love to see him in the plate.
3 balls, 1 strike. And that one at the top of the zone, strike 2. Well, I know you're not really a pitching guy by trade, but the last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff guy to open the game.
Never want to do that. Trust me, I know.
Full count pitch, and there's a swing and a miss.
Looks like he threw a changeup low and inside right there.
So Claycomb down in the count, battles all the way back to get the strikeout. McKinney disposed of. Here's Payne Hotman.
Payne is off to a really good season.
He is having an excellent season. I mean, he, at the beginning of district play, I can't remember what it was. It was maybe a 1 for 18, 2 for 18, something like that. And his average actually had dropped below 250. Ever since, I feel like he's gotten on base at least 3 times a game.
He's got such tremendous talent. You always kind of figured he's going to figure it out, and I feel like he's figured it out, and he's going to be an awesome ball player.
Leading regulars with a .337 batting average, on base rate of nearly 500. He swings and hits this one down the right field line, but that'll hook foul. And for him, the power necessarily hasn't been a ton. He has 4 doubles on the year, no homers, but it seems like every hit he gets, he's hitting the ball hard. And I think just as he grows, it'll start to come to him.
Yeah, he's still really young, sophomore. I think he's figuring it out, and I feel like next year is going to be even a bigger jump for him. But I'm super proud of the way he's really improved as a ball player from last year to this year.
And you knew he had talent last year because he was on the freshman. He was on varsity as a freshman.
And that's a big step up from wherever you played at. Doesn't matter wherever you played at 14 years old in middle school. But when you jump up for freshman and you're playing 6A automatically, especially in their district, it's extremely tough on a young kid.
3-1 on Hotman. As he swings and lines this one off Claycomb's glove, there will be no play. And it goes back to it. It seems like he hits everything hard. There's no bloopers off his bat.
He's a strong kid, and when he gets a hold of it, he definitely gives it a rip.
He gave that one a rip, as you can see on the replay on your screen. Claycomb nearly made the athletic play and caught it, but off the carom, no play.
I would expect some kind of aggressive play here from VJ.
Yep.
Because Payne has got a lot of speed as well. I think he leads the team in stolen bases.
He's got 11 bags and 13 tries. Here's Simeon Garner, who leads the team with 4 homers on the year, leads the district as well. First pitch just misses away. That's the playoff zone you were talking about. You're not really getting much off either edge.
It's really just finding exactly where the strike zone is going to be and try to be consistent right there.
1-0. Garner thought about it but holds off. It's 2-0.
I think they've seen the scouting report. That's 2 balls in a row. They're just kind of pitching away from them right now.
Yep. Trying with the breaking ball. Garner started to swing it really well again as of late, over 300. There's a front door breaking ball in there for a strike.
It's a great leave, 2-0.
Yes.
You don't want to see your hitter swinging at that.
Still in a good count here, 2-1. Big hole on the left side of the infield as there's a swing and a miss. Hotman running, and that throw is way off the mark. And actually, no. We're going to have hitter's interference. Garner going over the plate on the swing, and he's going to be ruled out. Hotman's going to have to go back to first.
I don't know if it was a hit-and-run situation right there, and he was just trying to make sure Payne was getting there, or he was just trying to deflect that pitch. But
we had seen that a couple weeks back, not with Garner specifically, but a hitter's interference play, so Garner's automatically out. Here's Cale Zips. He swings and fouls that first pitch off his foot. Hotman was going to have the bag easy. I mean, the throw was not close, but hitter's interference wipes out the steal.
I would expect it again here in this AB, 2 outs. That didn't seem like it was going to be a close play, even if it was on target. So you would expect at some point in this AB that he's going to try it again.
Zips OPSing 820 on the year. Toss back. Now, I know Zips is the guy you coached. I saw him hit one of the longer high school home runs I've ever seen at Rice City. I mean, he hit a missile in Rice City.
Cale has always been a big, strong kid. He loves to work on his swing all the time. Even at the middle school or at Three Lakes, he would leave Three Lakes and go drive an hour and a half to the Dallas area and go hit with Rodney Ortegon, one of the Dallas Tigers coordinators they have, and he just loves the game, and he's been hitting since he's been very, very young.
Trying to come through with a knock here, 2 outs in the inning. This one, though, popped up in the air. So stay on the infield. The shortstop, Funky, calling for it. At first, it looked like he might have a tough time with it, but he does make the catch for out number 3. 1 out base runner, nothing more. And we're through an inning here from Mike Carter. No score. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Top of the second inning here from Mike Carter Field. No score. Reesland and Seth Gibson along for this one as Rowlett back to the dish. Coach said the bases loaded in the top of the first inning, but couldn't make anything of it.
They're just going to try to keep that momentum, keep that confidence as they come to AB this time.
Eden Simon, the right fielder, fouls that one off. Notice Rowlett's, they're going after the first pitch. They're not really up there to mess around.
Rippey is really attacked the zone that first pitch. I think he's had six first pitch strikes already this game.
Simon, the right fielder, right-handed batter. He puts this one in the air. Foul, first base side out of play. Simon, then Jack McAtee, and then Hayden Paris. 7-8-9 for the Eagles here in the second. Best of 3 series. Tomorrow's game will be at Rowlett High School, a 6 o'clock start time. You can find us here once again on Tyler ISD Athletics. Check swing. He definitely committed. Collected by Felton and thrown down to first in time. Second strikeout for Rippey.
Rippey seems to be really in control of his off-speed pitches right now, and that's a good sign moving forward.
Well, you're up 0-2. Rippey will throw the fastball in those counts, but when you can throw a breaking ball like that and get that kind of swing on a pitch that bounces, why not? Jack McAtee, the left fielder. He's swinging at the first pitch, and like you said, another first pitch strike.
Another first pitch strike. And also, you get 110 pitches in the playoff series.
Yes.
So it'd be huge if they can get him 6-7 innings and low pitch count.
Perhaps available for
Game
Game
3
3 on Saturday, yeah. Rippey has pitched out of the bullpen this year, albeit not in a huge sample size. 12 games, 9 starts. Here's a liner into right center field. That ball's going to fall in. Harrison over to the gap to cut it off as McAtee will put on the brakes. Base hit.
Second baseman, number 4, Hayden Harris.
So Hayden Paris, the second baseman, the 9 batter in the Rowlett order, will hit. 1 on and 1 out.
Looks like the telecom device has maybe went off of Felton here.
Well, you can tell by the guy who's fixing it, Travis Moore.
Rowlett really hasn't tested Rippey's pickoff move yet. Let's see if they do it here. Be a good time to do it. Bottom of the order.
Could they try to be aggressive as the lineup turns back over? We'll see. Noah Felton behind the plate has had a really nice district campaign in throwing out runners. So certainly something to think of. First pitch strike.
Another one.
I believe that's 8 for 9.
Yep.
First time through the order.
He's really going to attack the zone. Like you said the other day, he's not going to throw a lot of pitches. He's going to attack the zone, let you hit it.
Here's a liner into center field. Hopman over, but he can't get to it in time. Picks it up and fires it back in. It's a base hit. Bottom of the order, turning it back over to the top. 2 on, 1 out.
Still a pitch away from the inning, so no need to hit the panic button. Just stay confident. Keep throwing.
BJ Bunner's going to go have a visit at the mound with Rippey in his infield. Well, it's a tough spot, and just as you were last inning with runners on the base, but now the top of the order, how do you pitch to Orizako and then Claycomb?
You're definitely throwing lower in the zone, really attacking the fastball early so you can throw some off speed here because you really need a rollover pitch. So you can expect that here. You also still have, with Rippey on the mound, you still have first base in play if you're trying to do some kind of pickoff maneuver because lefty to second base, that's just so tough.
Yeah. Meeting at the mound over, it's Orozco, who walked and was left stranded at third his first time. Two on, 1 out, and a left-on-left matchup. Orozco walked. Looks like he's choking up on the bat already. First pitch in the at-bat.
Maybe a bunt situation for
Yep.
him.
I think that's what I was going to allude to. Not to be on the first pitch as it's just down for ball 1. Walker down at third base is playing up. And you can obviously understand that given the situation. One ball, 1 strike.
A 1-1 count here, and if they're going to try it, this would be the count to do it.
Yeah, don't want to try with 2.
You can imagine some speed here at the top of the order.
We've got a big hitter on deck in Claycomb. Not on there, but it misses. 2-1. Two balls and a strike. A late arriving crowd here at Mike Carter Field in Tyler.
Whatever you do, you just don't want to throw a pass ball in this situation. Make them earn everything they got.
2-1. Rippey brings it home. Ground ball deep in the hole. That'll bleed into left field for a hit. Rounding third, stop sign on for McAtee, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out here for the Eagles. 3 straight hits.
Now batting the pitcher, number 1, Jeffrey
are getting around to the baseball right now. And Rippey with the tough task ahead. The base is loaded for the second straight inning. Claycomb with a fly out to center field his first time up. The corner's tight. Middle infield playing for two.
Rippey going through the windup again.
First pitch strike at the top of the zone. That was center cut. Claycomb not going after it.
You just want your pitcher to be as comfortable as you can in this situation. Whatever you feel the most confident in, then that's where you need to be.
He needs an out after 3 straight hits. That ball was not particularly hit hard, but with the shortstop in Habel over near the second base bag, he had virtually no chance. Quickly up 0-2 here on Claycomb, who's going to be an Ohio State Buckeye in a couple of years. The junior pitching today, but we've heard he's a catcher by trade.
Expect the ball and dirt in the situation. Expect Felton to do a good job here blocking this up.
No balls, 2 strikes. Rippey winds, Rippey deals. Popped up, first base side out of play.
You have a few pitches to play with right here, 0-2.
Well, the good news for Rippey is he has averaged barely over 3 pitches to each batter he's faced so far. The bad news is this is the 11th batter he's faced. Ground ball deep in the hole again. Habel picks. He throws to third, and out at third base on a close play is Paris. That's a fantastic play.
Fantastic play. Get the lead runner. Play with the cards you've been dealt with. They're going to score that run, but take the lead runner away. Now you got 2 outs.
I thought off the bat, Habel had no chance for an out anywhere on a ball deep in the hole, but he does record the out. It's a fielder's choice. That's a big out.
It's a great job by Walker there, too, to know the situation, get there, become a first baseman, and retrieve the out.
So it's first and second now. Orozco up to second. McAtee scoring. Claycomb with the RBI. He's into first. It really would have been a tough situation, as it looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner for Claycomb.
Courtesy runner number 5, Tucker Opie.
Tucker Opie out there to run. But yeah, if you don't get that out there, you're in the same situation with the bases loaded and one less out.
It's really a risky move, too. And it's a great play by Nolan because you go overthrow that third base right there, that ball possibly can go in that dugout. Then you're looking at 2 runs. 1 out.
Still got to get out of the inning as Rippey finds a first pitch strike here to Jake Ussery, the catcher for the Eagles. This next pitch, despite all the guys he's faced, will be just number 39 for Rippey here this afternoon and into the night. One ball, 1 strike.
Great block by Noah right there.
Yeah, Felton has been pretty good defensively, I'd say, over his career as a varsity catcher, coming over from Grace Community, where he played a couple of years. And he'll play on this field next year for Tyler Junior College. Up and away, 2-1. He'll be teammates with former Red Raider as well, Landon Miller. Should be corrected on your screen now. There's 2 outs in the inning. We're in the top of the second. 2 on, 2 out. Rowlett trying to add more onto the board. As time called by the home plate umpire right before the pitch.
I think we had some confusion there with the home plate umpire. I think he had time called.
We've got a 4-man crew tonight, so they'll be on top of pretty much everything. Two one. Up and away. Rippey has fallen behind 3-1. It's the cleanup hitter and Roger Funky on deck. Rippey needs a strike. Check second. And deals the breaking ball that just misses low. Ball 4, and the bases are reloaded.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Roger Funk.
Just trying to survive the inning right here. You got 2 outs, survive the inning.
So Funk to the plate now with the bases loaded. Looks like we're going to get another courtesy runner, this time for the catcher, Usry.
Looks like we might have some activity going to the Legacy bullpen.
Hudson Hill's down at first. Jaden Davis is up and moving around, but he has not ran down to that bullpen at least yet. Does have his glove with him. First pitch here just missing to Funk. Well, if you're Rimpey and you can get Funk here, you've loaded the bases in back-to-back innings. You got to feel good about only giving up 1 run, but that's if you get the guy here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just survive the inning, limit the damage, find a way to get back to the plate.
1-1. In there at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So now he's ahead. You're in command, but you got to finish. Sophomore left-hander going through the motions. 1-2. Ground ball, that's into right field for a hit. 1 run scores, waved around third, trying to score. The throw to the plate beats him by a mile. Cut down by Owen Harrison in right field.
Big time throw.
Great assist.
Survive the inning.
So Rowlett does get 1 more, but a runner cut down at the plate will end the frame. Harrison with the outfield assist. It is 2-0 in favor of Rowlett through an inning and a half. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Some work to do here as we start the bottom of the 2nd inning. Rowlett 2, Tyler Legacy none. Nolan Hable to the plate against Jeffrey Claycomb. This pitch is downstairs, ball 1.
It's a very important inning, bottom 2nd inning. You're already down 2 runs. Find some way to get some momentum going. Get some energy back into the dugout.
1-0. Top of the zone, strike 1. Claycomb's a quick worker. Hable's going to take his time out of the box and now back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5, 6, 7 due up in the inning. Way up and away from Claycomb. It's Hable, then Walker, then Felton. Hable, who comes into today hitting .260 on the year, all 29 games he's played in. Line drive, center field. That ball's down. Leadoff single for Nolan Hable here to start the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Great way to start off. You expect some small ball here, get some momentum back, like I just said. Just play your baseball. Don't hit the panic button. Just 1 at a time.
So here's Dallas Walker to the plate as Holmes down at third base is, we'll call it pretty close to the batter's box, thinking a bunt. Not shown, ball 1. I know you've played some third base back in the day. I mean, that's going to be a little intimidating to come that high, to come that far up.
They're definitely expecting it right here.
1 ball, no strikes. Walker taps this one foul. I would think that that's kind of Rowlett's MO to come up that far, at least until the batter has a strike, because Walker isn't a huge threat to bunt.
They're almost daring him to try to bunt. Maybe getting his head more mental than anything right here.
Just high, 2-1 on Walker. Walker, a couple of doubles, couple of triples, a home run, 12 knocked in this year. Looks like Rowlett has some movement walking down towards the bullpen as well. Can see a couple of starting pitchers out of the game quickly. Looks like Landon Bertucci, the senior right-hander, is getting ready to throw. 2-1, Walker just got a piece of it. We're even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I would expect when his time is done on the mound, maybe an inning, I don't know, but he's probably going to go behind the plate and catch.
Yeah, Claycomb, he is a strong catcher. He's going to be a Buckeye, so I can't hate on the kid too much. Grew up a big Ohio State fan. Diving down and away on the breaking ball. We're full. What do you do here? 3-2, nobody on the inning. You put a runner in motion?
It's a good choice right here. BJ, I know he likes to play a little bit aggressive, so this would be a good opportunity to do so.
Abel's athletic over there at first. He can do it. 4 steals, 5 tries. Not going, but it's ball 4.
It's a great start to the inning. Great start to the inning. Get the energy back in the dugout. Legacy dugout's starting to get into it again. Just one at a time.
One at a time is right. Here's Noah Felton. 2 on, none out. Could we possibly see a bunt here to move him over? Cole Kimmel on deck, then Owen Harrison. It's the first baseman, Orozco, way up this time. Not Holmes at third. Felton swinging at the first pitch, taps it foul. Felton's bat is heated up in district play. I think the most odd stat about Felton this year, 1 double, 3 triples.
Oh, wow. I know he was tearing it up in the fall circuit, in summer circuit, so he definitely has it in him.
Squaring here, but he bunts it straight back foul, and now he's in a big hole 0-2.
Rowlett is daring them to bunt the ball right now. They're playing their corners extremely high up.
I mean, a little poke down the right field line. Felton will probably be standing on second, but the right fielder in Simon is pretty far in. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Felton check swung, and he went around. No appeal needed. The home plate umpire calls him out. Well, I think he went around. I was a little surprised, no appeal there, but home plate umpire does call him out on strikes, 1 away.
Cole Kimmel is a great bunter, so you can expect some kind of play right here.
Well, the corners are not as tight now, and if you're ever going to bunt for a hit against a team like Rowlett, who's so aggressive in bunt defense, it would be right here. Swinging at the first pitch into left center, but able to glide under it is Kirkhoff as he makes the catch. 2 outs. It was a good swing, just hit it right at Kirkhoff. So here's Owen Harrison, 2 on and 2 outs. Tyler Legacy got a couple of runners on quickly, but Claycomb has also gotten a couple of quick outs, and he'll face Harrison. First one's over the outside corner for a strike. I've talked about it on air before, probably too much at this point. You have Harrison down there kind of as that second leadoff man, right? Flip the lineup top to bottom.
Yes, 100%. He's had a pretty good year so far. This with 2 lefties back to back. Serves as like you said, the second leadoff hitter. Someone that's going to get on base, got good speed.
And what do we have here? I think we have a balk. So the Red Raiders are going to have runners in scoring position now. 2 of them.
It's a late call for a balk.
Yeah, the pitch was already thrown. The home plate umpire called it no swing after the ball was already put in play. So base hit here, might tie it.
Very big, important AB in this game.
I'll tell you what, Simon in right field, he is way over towards the line. Shallow defending is Rowlett. Slow tap, but just foul, third base side. They're playing to take away that bleeder into laughter into right, but I'll tell you what, if he can get a hold of something pull side, he's going to be running for days.
Owen has a few triples as well this year, right?
Yes.
If he can find some way and get in the right center gap, he's going to be running for a long time.
He can hit the
It's
ball.
wide open.
He can hit the ball to the deeper parts of the yard here. No homers, but a couple of triples, as well as 3 doubles. It's 1 and 2. Hitting .288. He's walked more than he struck out. 14 walks, 10 strikeouts. This is a team that has taken 144 walks. They've struck out 148 times. 1 and 2. This is down and away. What's your approach here? I've heard differing opinions here. You've got the base open down at first, but you obviously don't want to walk Owen Harrison to get to the top of the lineup.
Whatever you do right here, you're trying to – I know that you're trying to attack the zone here. Whatever – even if it is a second leadoff hitter, it's a 9-0 hitter. And so in your mind, you're trying to get this out right now, however that means.
2-2 bounces in there, and all of a sudden, Harrison, who's shaking his head, he's seen it.
The great two-strike approach right here from Owen. He's up on the plate. He seems pretty dialed in. He's pretty far up on the plate.
He went from 0-2 to 3-2. Now Tyler Holmes is going to walk off third base and go talk to his pitcher. A walk here would load the bases for the top of the order. And a guy who gets on base at a pretty good rate in Garner McKinney. Playcom, a long look in, the right-hander holding. Payoff pitch. Down and in. How about that walk?
It's a great at-bat. Great at-bat. Down 0-2. Finding some way to get to the top of the order for your senior leader to come up here and having very, very important AB.
Well, there's going to be a meeting at the mound. That is a heck of an at-bat. Harrison's just a sophomore and took that like an experienced veteran. So the bases are loaded. We're back to the top of the lineup in McKinney, who struck out, I believe, on a changeup his first time.
I don't think you want anyone else at the plate right now. I think you trust Garner that he's going to get the job done here. What a special moment for a senior to come up bases loaded down 0-2, 2 outs. What an awesome moment to experience right here.
Well, there has long been activity in that Rowlett bullpen, and now that right-hander is walking down from the bullpen. But I don't think he's coming in as of yet. It looked like it was Landon Bertucci throwing. Now he's just sitting on the bench down the line. So this is going to be Claycom's batter, for better or worse. Here's Garner McKinney.
They have the right fielder playing the line basically over here.
And kind of. And I mean, you look at the left field, there is a ton of real estate down that left field line, even in the left center. McKinney swings through a pitch that bounces in there. He'll probably want that one back. 0-1.
Very important. Just stay within yourself right here. Don't try to do too much. Trust in yourself.
Rowlett's defense is playing essentially straight up with the third baseman and Holmes a bit up. McKinney looking to deliver the big hit here in the second inning. Hotman would be next. Here's the 0-1. That's a good take. One ball, one strike.
Seems the Red Mob has made its way into the facility.
I think I saw what you saw right there. They are here. I think it's a whiteout. Yeah. Everybody's wearing white
They will
shirts?
make their presence known.
Yes. I'm sure you heard a few chirps from when you were in that dugout. McKinney just a bit tardy on the fastball there, and jumping ahead, 1-2 is Claycom. Claycomb about to throw his 42nd pitch here tonight. The 1-2. Tried the backdoor bender, but missed. That's not a bad two-strike pitch.
Outside corner on both sides. It seems to be really, you got to put it there, to say the least.
McKinney's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. The huge strikeout for Jeff Claycomb as he strands the bases loaded here in the second to keep the 2-0 lead through 2. Rowlett 2, Tyler Legacy none. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. River Kirkhoff will start us here in the top of the 3rd inning. Center fielder for the Eagles. Standing in 5-6-7 due up. Kirkhoff will walk his first time through. Calvin Rippey is back out for a 3rd inning. There's ball 1.
He really hasn't thrown a bad ball game here. He's been attacking the zone. He's found his way to get himself out of the inning.
Hard grounder over to Hable, but right at him as he makes the easy play for the first out of the inning.
It's a huge goose egg right here. If he can throw up a goose egg, get back in the dugout, keep at it. Like I said, still a lot of ball game left to be played.
So 1 out in the inning. Here's Tyler Holmes, the 3rd baseman. Ooh. Just misses. Ball 1. There's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Get back in it. Get back in it.
We'll have our baseball trivia question in the bottom of the 3rd inning. You'll get to answer your first.
I'm expecting it.
Here's a ball hit well out towards right down the line. Harrison moving towards it. He couldn't get it, and it's going to get by him on the hop all the way to the wall. Into second is Holmes. He's not stopping there. He's trying for 3. The throw is a strong one, but it's ultimately just going to hop into 3rd base. That's probably going to be a hit with an error. And it is indeed scored that. A single with a 2-base error on Harrison, who came on quickly to get it. And by the time he realized he wasn't going to get it, he came too far.
One of those flares, just no man's territory. You like to stay in front of it there.
So the infield in now as there's ball 1 to Aiden Simon. That's a tough pill to swallow. Rippey having to work with the runner in scoring position. There's a strike over the outside corner. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And a back foot breaking ball. I thought it might have hit Simon, but scoots away from Felton. No advance, 2-1.
Definitely hit something there. I don't know if it's a shin guard or the umpire's foot or something.
No movement by Holmes, who's not really a burner down there at 3rd base. That is a beauty of a breaker. 2-2.
This situation, you love some kind of swing and miss right here. That'd be huge.
Especially with the infield in. 2-2. And he struck him out with a back foot breaker.
Pitch. You love to see that. You love to see that, especially from a sophomore. Takes a lot of guts to throw that pitch. A lot of confidence. Now you got 2 outs. Still throw up that goose egg, get back in the dugout.
Was Simon mad with himself or the umpire? He was mad at something. It might have been with himself, but that was a beautiful pitch by Rippey for the strikeout. He's now got 3 of them here today. Infield can sit back, and he's going right to the backdoor breaking ball again.
Throwing that off speed.
I mean, if you can throw it for strikes, why not? The 0-1. Up and away. Felton's got to be careful here. Anything that gets away, Holmes might try to score. Ground ball to short. Abel's got it on the short hop and the throw to first. That's an excellent job by Calvin Rippey.
It's a great goose egg inning. Way to come in, go out there and get the job done. Still a lot of game to be played.
Off to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rowlett 2, Tyler Legacy none. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Welcome back here from Mike Carter Field here in Tyler. We get ready to start this bottom of the 3rd inning. Red Raiders to the plate. Here's Payne Hotman as he watches ball 1. Hotman, kind of the opposite of McKinney, although he didn't swing at that first pitch. Hotman, especially on his hitting streak, he has been swinging very early in counts. And 2-0 here, though. Two balls, one strike.
Yeah, Payne is usually more aggressive at the plate. He's not going to try to go up there and then. I know he draws some walks, but he's looking to hit the ball, and he hits the ball hard.
He does hit the ball hard. There's no doubt about that. He had a base hit right back up the middle off of Jeff Claycom's glove his first time through. By the way, a new pitcher into the game. Probably should have mentioned that. New pitcher into the game, Landon Bertucci, as Claycom goes to catch. Here's a swing and a ground ball left side.
Payne's got some speed.
Holmes cuts it off. That's a nice play.
Great play by third baseman there.
1 out. And now here comes Simeon Garner to the plate for Tyler Legacy. We'll get into our trivia question here in just a few moments.
This situation, I had expected an aggressive swing from Simeon here.
First pitch from Landon Bertucci as he just misses with the breaking ball away. So Claycom exits after just 2 innings. He was forced to work. There's no doubt about that. But did work out of some jams.
I want to say he's probably had, Simmons maybe had 4 or 5 off-speed pitches thrown to him already this game.
2 balls, no strikes. Is hacking there. Foul ball. 2-1. All right, let's get into our baseball trivia as we have a moment.
I'm ready.
All right. How many 40 home run seasons did Barry Bonds have in the major leagues? Is it A3, B4, C1, or D6? I'll give you a few moments to think about that. Once again, your options. How many 50? Hold on. I have the question completely wrong as Garner pops that one up, and there's 2 outs. I had that question completely wrong. Here, let me rephrase that. How many 50, not 40, 50 home run seasons did Barry Bonds have? Let's get this back on the screen. Give me just 1 second. I always find a way to mess this up. How many 50 home run seasons did Barry Bonds have? A3, B4, C1, or D6? As it's in there to Zips. Strike 1.
Can I go with 3?
You can go with 3, and we'll revisit in a couple innings. You can recheck on that answer. Ooh, look out down there in that dugout.
I know he's a power hitter, but I want to say he didn't have a lot of home runs in a lot of seasons. I feel like he was like 40 quite a bit, but never over 50 too much. But I could be wrong.
0-2, bounces in there. We'll put it on your screen one more time. By the way, you can tweet at me at Landon Reese on Twitter, LANNONREESE, if you have the answer to that question. Once again, I'll put this on your screen. My Twitter handle is just my last name and then my first name, at Landon Reese on Twitter. The trivia question, how many 50 home run seasons did Barry Bonds have? Here's a liner, fair ball down the right field line for Cale Zips, who's got a 2-out hit.
Great 2-strike approach right there. Outside pitch, take it away. Don't drive too much.
I'll tell you what, we had talked about the right fielder and Simon close to the line. He's pretty fortunate he was there that time, and that would have been extra bases. So Zips is aboard here with 2 outs. And now it's Nolan Habel.
The entire game, Rowlett has definitely given up that right center alley the whole game, expecting flares from these legacy hitters. I don't know if it's some kind of scouting report these coaches have received on our legacy hitters or what, but it's definitely been their game plan to take that hit away. Like you said, that could have been a double for sure.
Quickly 2-0. Well, strikes have not exactly been a commonplace for either Claycomb and now Landon Bertucci, especially early in the count, but they've managed so far to allow nothing on the board. 2-1. Habel with a hard hit single his first time up. Two-1. Habel hacking as he fouls it away. Now the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Final line on Claycomb, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks. He struck out 3. 2-2, Habel trying to keep it alive. Dallas Walker is on deck. There goes Zips. Pitch misses high and on the transfer. Claycomb couldn't get a hold of it.
It's a great call by BJ there. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got a hitter at the plate that likes to put the ball on the ground. Great call right there.
Zips is not a guy who's going to steal a lot of bases. He has just 1 this year and 2 last year, but he's going there and picks up his 2nd steal of the year. Into scoring position, the count is full. Single by Habel through the left side. Might have the deficit. Instead, the breaking ball from Bertucci lands over the outside corner for strike 3. Habel didn't like it, but nothing he can do. And we're through 3. Rowlett on top, 2-0. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Aiden Paris will lead us off here as we start the top of the fourth inning. Calvin Rippey trying for a clean inning here in the top of the fourth. Aiden Paris, a weak grounder over to the right side. Garner shovels on to Calvin Rippey and one away.
First pitch strike, first pitch out. Great PFP.
That'll certainly help the pitch count, which sits at 61 now with one out in the fourth inning. You'd love a quick inning here. As you mentioned, you get 110 pitches. So if you're able to get a quick inning here, maybe a quick inning in the fifth, could turn it over to the bullpen from there. But you don't know because you might be playing 3 games, you might be playing 2 games. You just don't really know yet.
The pitch count is huge in playoff series. You just never know. You never want to game plan. You're necessarily going to lose a game, but you got to make sure that you have something available for that game 3.
And it is tough. There's a swing and a foul ball. Now it's 0-2. It's tough, too, when you think about it, because in district play, you're really just throwing your best arms. So Tyler Legacy, they've really only thrown 3 or 4 guys in district play, and now you got to play 3 games in 3 days. It's a lot different.
It's almost like tournament season again. You got to have some people that are ready to go at a moment's notice. Because you could go, potentially, you could throw 3 or 4 pitchers in one single game. But now you got to cover 3 games in three days.
Orozco at the plate, just getting a piece of that. He's choking up on the bat again here with 2 strikes. Trying to stay alive. Rippey has not had a 1-2-3 inning here tonight. There's a swing and a miss. Actually touches the turf as Felden will toss down to first to complete the strikeout and 2 away. It's the first time Orozco has been retired here tonight. Now it's Jeff Claycomb.
Rippey has thrown a great game. Take away some key pitches in that second inning. And he's throwing a really, really good game.
Claycomb at the plate in the first pitch. Bounces in there for ball 1.
And it's not like they have 6 hits, but none of them are really hard besides maybe one that's a hard hit ball.
And it's been all singles for the most part. If you remember the play in which Tyler Holmes ended up on third base, there's a 2-base error in right field. So it's been just all singles against Rippey so far. A runner's been on third in every inning, and he's trying to not only shelve that, but throw 1-2-3 here in the fourth. Claycomb watching down, 2-1. You're right, guys may have to step up. Maybe you let Rippey use up all his pitches today. Maybe you save him. If you save him, you're definitely going to have some arms step up both today and Friday.
We were lucky that our first 3 games of our playoff run was 3 pitchers. They all threw 7 innings.
And the 3-1 misses high and wide, so no 1-2-3 inning. Claycomb's got a 2-out walk. Jake Usry, the catcher, to start the game. He's to the plate. We'll see if Clay comes on the move. He's an athlete over there at first base. Way up and away, a wicked stop by Felton, and then nearly doubles off the runner.
Expect them to be aggressive. I've been saying it, but they haven't really tested Rippey's lefty move yet. It's kind of shocking that they haven't yet, but maybe we'll see one right here.
What a snag by Noah Felton.
Great play.
That gets by him. You don't even need to steal the base. You got a runner in scoring position. So he'll toss back to the bag. It gets away from Garner. High and wide. He couldn't retrieve it, and runner into scoring position now for the Eagles.
Whenever you have a lefty on the mound and they're feeling it, they're in the zone, do whatever you can to try to get him out of his rhythm.
Second error of the night charged against the Red Raiders, and that one is definitely against Calvin Rippey. So now you just got to get Usry, the catcher who's walked. He's also flown out to left field. Just missing. 2-0.
Find a way to get back into this. You got 2 outs. No need to panic.
There is the open base down at first. 2-0 count. Rippey brings it in. This is away. It's 3-0. Well, it started to look like at the beginning of the inning, hey, maybe we'll get out of this inning with 7 or 8 pitches, but Rippey's now 2 away from 75 here on the night.
I don't see any activity in the Legacy bullpen. I don't know if Jaden's ready to go. He was the one that was down there a while ago.
It could possibly be Hable, too, who's playing the infield right now. Or maybe VJ Bunner just lets his sophomore southpaw go all the way. 3-1. That's a good pitch.
It's a great pitch. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes back to that same pitch right here. Freeze him on that full count.
Well, he does have the base open. If you walk him, obviously not ideal, but it's not the end of the world if he is on base.
He's been throwing that pitch for a strike a lot, so you could see him maybe going back to it.
Payoff pitch on the way. In the air, down the right field line. Long run, Harrison still going, and he makes the catch over the right field line and into foul territory. Rippey gets out of it. Nice job. Off to the bottom of the 4th inning here from Mike Carter Field. Rowlett 2, Tyler Legacy none. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Back here from Mike Carter Field, Dallas Walker to start off the Tyler Legacy 4th. As he watches the first pitch. Tad up, tad in, ball 1. Walker walked his first time through. So he grounds this one over to short. Collected by Funk and throws onto the bag in time, 1 out.
It does look like Jaden Davis is now finding his way down to the bullpen.
Now batting the catcher, number 10, Noah Felton.
So now it's Noah Felton. As he'll bat with the bases empty and 1 out. First pitch misses way away for ball 1. Felton, a strikeout on a half swing his first time around. Wave and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Trying to do whatever he can right here just to get something started. Get somebody on base, especially being a catcher. You got a courtesy runner coming for you.
He'll swat this one foul, third base side. By the way, the change for Rowlett was complete. The catcher in Usry goes to third. The original pitcher in Claycomb goes from the mound to behind the plate with Bertucci entering on the mound. Tyler Holmes, who started at third base, he's exited. I believe he's just now the DH. Bertucci committed to Mountain View College. Felton puts this one in the air, right center field. Playable, and coming in on it to make the catch is Simon, 2 outs.
Now batting second baseman, number 5, Cole Kimmel.
Cole Kimmel to the plate, Tyler Legacy, and Rowlett as well. Neither side has had a 1-2-3 inning. Kimmel trying to avoid that here. First pitch is in there for strike one. Kimmel hit the ball pretty well on the first pitch he saw his first time to the plate, but right at the center fielder in Kirkhoff. Slow grounder to the left side. Funk picks. Funk throws, and the throw gets away. Orozco couldn't field it. Kimmel trying for second. Kimmel is safe. Oh my goodness, the throw beat him by a lot, but evidently gets around the tag. I'll tell you what, Coach, that must have been a heck of an evasion because that throw beat him by a lot.
He must have did some kind of swatting and swimming over there at second base. But we got four-man crew, so you got an umpire that's designated to that area, so he's on top of it.
Well, Funk had been sure-handed before that.
Tell you what, Rowlett is not happy with that call.
Well, you can understand why, because the throw obviously beat him, but who knows, maybe he really did get around the tag. So runner into scoring position. That will not be the first 1-2-3 inning of the night as I thought it would. That'll go down as an E6. Orozco couldn't handle the throw that skipped in there. Two-base error. It's going to give Owen Harrison a chance with 2 outs.
Maybe this can be a moment for legacy. You never know in these kind of games, something like that, something kind of fluky just happens, and it just a chain reaction.
Well, you mentioned right center field. As the first pitch to Harrison, who walked his first time throughs down. His extra base hits this year have come to deep right center field. That's been his spot.
This would be the perfect time to do it because they're still playing that shallow right field.
Wave and a miss out in front of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Only inning there's been scoring was the top of the second. Despite that, we've had runners on base for both sides in every half inning. Harrison with the tapper right back to the mound. Bertucci picks up and throws, and the error does not come back to bite the Eagles. They get out of the jam, and we're off to the 5th. Still 2-0 in favor of Rowlett. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Top of the 5th, Rowlett back to work offensively as Roger Funk will start it. 4, 5, 6 due up. Calvin Rippey back out for a 5th inning. Sitting at 76 pitches. First one's put in the air down the right field line. Long run for Harrison. He won't get it. Foul ball.
Another first pitch strike for Rippey.
And the pitch cap is 110?
110.
110. So he's got
110, finish the batter.
He's got 33 to play with. And hypothetically, if he's able to work at least semi-quickly in both innings, you can get him through the 5th and the 6th. But that's still a tough world to play in. And I know as a coach it's conflicting because I mentioned over the break, because if you don't leave him out there, you bring in a reliever, the reliever gives up some runs. That one misses, 2-1. then you have Rippey already almost out of pitches, and then the reliever having used some of his and probably a lot of his. Sing away, it's 3-1 here on Funk.
It's just a tough position. Just
Yep.
you really never know.
And there's ball 4. Not how you wanted to start the inning. A leadoff walk for Roger Funk.
Now batting number 2, River Kirkhoff.
So now it's River Kirkhoff who walked. He's also bounced out to short. You've mentioned Rowlett has not really ran here tonight, but runner on base right away. A shortstop with speed. Does that change? There's the bunt square and pulling back. Strike 1 anyway.
I think this is the first squared bunt they had. I think they had one maybe the second inning, but
And I think there was intention with that. I don't think that was up there for show. It looked like he just thought it was going to be a ball.
you have some wiggle room here. You're up 2-0. Going to the top of the 5th inning. Can I scratch one to get the second base here?
He's squaring before the pitch. Pulls back. Ground ball to short. This is going to be a tough play. Habel's got to hurry the throw late.
The old slash play. That was exactly how it's designed to be done, and they execute it to perfection. There's really no play you can make right there with Habel. I mean, the best chance you got right there is you try to make the hero play there, or you can keep it. But either way, that was executed very, very well.
With nobody warming up for Tyler Legacy, you've got to imagine that Nolan Habel is probably next up to pitch. Tyler Holmes to the plate, and he gets the bunt down. It's a good one. Picked up by Felton, who throws on to Garner, tagging the bag, but that does move the runners over.
The runners are moving back. We have interference here.
Oh, wow.
That was a big time.
Good catch.
I saw him running down the lane. I was like, this is fixing to be interference. That's a good call.
Oh, my goodness. So Tyler Legacy gets a break. Remember, we had the hitter's interference by Garner in the bottom of the first inning. So the second here tonight, it appears the explanation is good enough for Jeremy Wilson, who's got his explanation walking back towards third.
He basically interfered with Noah. Noah has to be able to make a play right there, and good call. Huge out, huge out. Runners stay where they're at. Now you can find a way to get out here. Now you're 2 outs.
In theory, it's as good as a strikeout. So there is 1 out now. Rippey will look the runner back. Aiden Simon, who has struck out twice against Rippey, trying to get off the mat here. In fact, everyone on this Rowlett team has reached base outside of Aiden Simon. As he waves and misses there, strike 1. And despite everything, you would think with 8 of 9 guys reaching that there'd be a lot more runs in this game, but just 2 that were scored both in the second.
Rippey's found a way to get himself out of these jams.
Hasn't exactly been the prettiest outing, but it's kind of one of those grind outings. Just get through it. And he backdoors Simon there, and that's what he did to strike him out the last time. Does it again on 0-1, and now it's 0-2.
Be huge, huge pitch right here. If he can somehow get a strikeout, be very, very momentum back on your side.
Ground ball, Rippey knocks it down. Kimmel's got it. Habel turns it over for a double play. Or waits. They're saying Habel was off the bag and a runner will come in to score. There's no signal anywhere. Walker will now tag a runner out. It's chaos. The second base umpire had called Habel off the bag. Tyler Legacy was onto the field, and a runner comes around to score. Oh, my goodness.
We have a lot of chaos right here. This 4-man crew is fixing to get together and figure out exactly what happened and what's going on. But home plate umpire wasn't even watching the play because of the situation out there. He assumed that it was a double play.
Well, you mentioned having a 4-man umpire crew. This is different. And regardless, there's going to be 3 outs in the inning because although there was not an out recorded at second initially and then obviously not at home, there was a runner tagged out at third, but is that the 3rd out or was the 3rd out at second base?
I don't see the confusion at second. I don't know.
The second base umpire had said he swept off the bag. Tyler Legacy's got bats in hand. Rowlett's got gloves in hand in the dugout. This is a massive call in this game for both sides.
I'm not sure if they're going to call it dead with that, then the runner should go back. This runner shouldn't count because there was a no call here.
It would be second and third.
Second and third because there was a no call here at home plate.
And now Jeremy Wilson is going to get, well, VJ Bunner's getting 1-2. The umpires are back out onto the field. I would think this is going to signal that Rowlett is going to stay hitting. And you might be right. They might just be calling it dead with the runner at third, and I think that would be the right call because everybody had stopped. You mentioned the home plate umpire was walking away from the play. And my goodness, actually, I think they're going to call the runner out at second. Rowlett's back on the field.
Somebody's game changer somewhere is going off the fritz because we don't know exactly what to do. Maybe we get an indication from the umpire exactly if that run counts or not.
Well, Rowlett's warming up. I can tell you that. Wilson's still getting an explanation. And it appears the out's recorded. So the inning is over. I still don't know technically what we're going to score that. They're calling the runner out at home. All right. So the runner is out at home. The runner is safe at second. Yep. And regardless, we're going to the bottom of the 5th. All right, 2-0. We'll be back. We'll be back in a few. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics. We had a lot of chaos in the top of the 5th inning. We had a hitter's interference, then we had a wacky would-be double play. The runner is called out at home in Roger Funk. Garner McKinney, a foul tip into the mid, strike 1. We're back, though, bottom of the 5th inning. It is 2-0.
Someone's game changer is freaking out right now.
I know yours would be.
Yeah, 100%.
No balls and 2 strikes. McKinney doesn't strike out a lot. Has struck out twice today, trying to avoid it again. As he puts this one in the air. Right center field. This ball's down, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. McKinney, he's ticketed for third. As he rounds second, he will be into third easily. Leadoff triple for the left fielder.
He just knew his time was coming. We said earlier, senior leadership. The moment's not too big for him. You had 2 strikeouts in the game. You could panic there, put your head down, or you can keep moving on, and he just did a fantastic job. Drove that ball to right center field.
Down 0-2, Landon Bertucci just kind of grooved that one right over the heart of the plate, and that was one he would want back. So
top of the order up here, so the moment to strike is right now.
Here's Payne Hotman. The first extra base hit today by either side, and we've been talking about that right center gap all night long. How about this? Well, infield's in. The second baseman in Paris specifically, it's 1-0 on Hotman. I think this is where you got to capitalize. Yep. You need at least a run out of this inning.
You have to score here.
2-0 on Hotman.
Staying true to that right field. They're still playing shallow and up to the line.
And I think this is the guy you want at the plate. A guy who's going to swing at the ball. He's going to take violent hacks. He's going to hit the ball hard. And that's exactly what you want right here.
Especially with the infield up. Hit that ball hard. Make them force the play.
Foul tip. Went after the breaking ball. Pretty good pitch, although elevated. It found the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike here on Hotman, who singled and grounded out. Kirkuff, here it is. Ground ball left side. Coming for the plate is McKinney. The throw's there. The tag. Not in time, and he dropped the ball. Tyler Legacy's on the board.
Get the dugout engaged now, high energy. The Red Mob is going crazy. That situation, put the ball in play and let it happen.
Well, the throw was low. I think McKinney was going to beat it regardless of whether or not the catcher in Claycomb held on. What do you give Hoppen there, a fielder's choice or a single? I think you give him the single at the high school level. Why not?
Might as well. The way he was moving down the line, I mean, it would have been close.
Well, we got a meeting at the mound as Bertucci is going to go out and meet with his pincher. There's nobody warming up, which would give you the inclination that there's going to be no change. I know you weren't here for this. Simeon Garner laid down one of the prettiest bunts I've ever seen here a couple of weeks ago against Forney. Right down the third baseline. There was first and second, nobody out. He rolled the ball halfway between home and third right along the line. Oh, wow. You wouldn't think that from Garner, but
you wouldn't think it.
I know the guys to the right of me in the press box were here to see it. I'm not talking crazy.
You could definitely try that again, but in this situation, I don't know if I'm taking the bat out of his hands.
Let him swing the bat here.
You're one swing away from taking the lead here.
So Hotman's over at first, and he's got great speed.
I would expect him, like I said in the first inning, he's going to try to take a bag, get the second. Because he's got good enough speed, a base hit's going to score him.
Remember, he would have had a stolen base earlier on the defensive interference play. As it looks like Jeremy Wilson's meeting with the umpire on something now. Seems like he may not be a very happy camper these past couple innings. Although I'm not really sure the reasoning for this conference.
If anything, it's keeping the momentum back on Legacy's side. Because you had deflating into the inning. Now the momentum and energy it's skyrocketed over Legacy.
Well, a hit here is certainly going to put you in a tough spot if you're Rowlett. Garner grounds it into left field, a base hit. Hotman to second, and they've got him cooking here in the 5th inning.
Now this would be a great situation for Kel. Another great kid, a great leader. You could lay one down here. Somehow get second and third. With one out.
A guy in Hable on deck who will put the bat on the ball. Here's Zips. We'll see if he gives the bunt a go. Rowlett, they're not super up like they were earlier against it, though. Crowd's really getting into it. Zips will bunt, but he bunts it foul.
Great idea, great idea.
3 straight hits to start the inning for Tyler Legacy. A triple. Base hit, a base hit. Both teams now with 6 on the day.
You would expect him to try to get it again here and let him swing with 2 strikes. We'll see if they do it again. First baseman's coming down.
Yep, Orozco is definitely playing for it. The 0-1, here's the square, and Zips pulls back as he was nearly hit by the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's also a great situation. Payne's so quick on the base pass. You know, if you lay one down here and it's not where exactly where you want it, he can probably beat that throw at third.
Hotman is mighty quick off second. The outfield is playing deeper than they've really been today, although in right field, Simon is pretty close. Zips gets down the bunt. That's a beauty. It's going to be a tough play. Bertucci can't get rid of it. And they're all loaded with nobody out. I'll tell you what, Seth. Rowlett, they had made every single play textbook up until that error with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
That's how it goes. Momentum changes so quickly in these games. It's how you can capture it. Momentum can be on your side 100%, and all of a sudden one play happens, and it's fully enlightened the other team. And Legacy's definitely got it on their side right now.
It's a bunt hit for Zips, and you're in a situation with nobody out. You just don't want to strike out here.
Just put the ball in play.
You're not wishing for it, but even a double play ties this game.
Yes. put the ball in play, forcing them to make an out. Do whatever you can to where the catcher and the pitcher are not involved in this play. Make everyone else out there be involved, however you can.
It's been a tough inning for Rowlett defensively. Can they recover? Here's Nolan Habel. He's swinging right away as he fouls it off.
Man, Rowlett is still giving up that right center gap.
Yep.
Big time.
You almost wish right-handers kind of sit back on the ball. They try to go the other way, try to go into right center.
Center field is noticeably farther back than it has been all game as well.
A fly ball to center or left medium depth will score that tying run. Ooh, top of the zone. Nothing in 2 now on Habel. He's got to protect.
He's got to find a way to put the ball in play here, however he can.
Nobody out in the inning. 0-2. Down and away. That's a nice job by Claycomb.
You'd like to think any pass ball here, too, in this scenario scores Hotman, especially here at Mike Carter.
I mean, it's your fastest runner on the bases. Habel trying to bring him home. Tie this game. Garner on second. He would be the go-ahead run. The 1-2. Just missed.
Woo! That's close. Good eye, good eye. You'd like to think any pop fly here, maybe shallow right the way they're playing. But any pop fly would score Hotman.
That was pretty close. 2-2. Put in the air, right center field. Moving over Simon. He circles, he catches. Hotman will tag. Hotman will score. We're tied. That's a great job by Nolan Habel.
Way to get the job done right there. Like I said, right before that pitch, we said anything to the outfield is probably going to score Hotman. You got to know that as a hitter. Just find some way to put it out there and let Hotman do his job.
It wasn't hit particularly deep, but Hotman's so quick that you pretty much have to have a bullet from where he was standing in right field, Simon. So there is one out, but the game is now tied, and the go-ahead run is still in scoring position. It's going to be a nice time for a knock for Dallas Walker. Ball 1. We're tied at 2 here in the 5th. Walker at the plate, 2 on, 1 out. There's a good breaking ball. It's 1-1. Walker walked his first time through. He bounced to short his last time. And that's probably what Rowlett wants right now. A ground ball right at somebody.
Right now they're just trying to figure out anything they can to get out of this inning.
1-1. Put in the air, right center field. Simon will back up. Simon will catch. Garner will not tag. And that's the second out of the inning. So it's up to Noah Felton. Another of these seniors. He'll come to the plate here with 2 on and 2 outs. Well, you're happy to have the game tied, but it still would be a missed opportunity here to leave a runner on second with less than 2 outs.
Just trying to find a way here. Can I get something, a base hit, put the ball in play?
Felton so far today has struck out. He's flown out to right. He was going through a really tough stretch at the start of district play, but he's been hitting the ball a lot better as of late. Ground ball down the line. Is it fair? Evidently so. Garner's out at third as tagging the bag is Usry. That'll end the inning, but Tyler Legacy, they've tied it, and we're through 5 at 2. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. A tight ball game here as we start the 6th inning from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. Tied at 2, Rowlett, Tyler Legacy on a beautiful Thursday night. Not too hot, pretty overcast.
Seems the Red Mob has found their way to some bullhorns. So if you hear that, that is what that is.
There's a foul out of play. We also got to see the light show in between innings. There is action now in both bullpens. Jaden Davis is throwing in the Tyler Legacy bullpen. And there is a right-hander throwing in the Rowlett bullpen. Liner, look out down there in the dugout.
Legacy's outfield has looked like they've came in a few steps, playing pretty shallow all the way across the outfield right now.
McAtee's 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Ground ball towards second. Kimmel on to get it and feeds to Garner. 1 out.
If Rippey can get out of this pretty quick, he might be able to start the last inning for them and try to finish it off, because you get 110 finish the batter.
He is at 90 pitches even. Hayden Paris to the plate. Got 20 more to go. You'd love to have a quick 6th inning. Paris, watch his ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Paris, he's singled. He's also grounded out. 1-1. Just a hair low.
That's got to be a hair low. That's close.
The Rowlett bullpen, it might be River Kirkhoff. He started in center field. There's a called strike. It seems like you're getting more of the plate to the right of the catcher than down low. But remember, we saw a very close pitch that was called a ball to Nolan Habel. 3-2.
At 95 pitches, he still has some zip on his ball. So he's still throwing the ball pretty good.
I think the hope here for Rippey is you get him through inning number 6. 3-2. Foul tip into the mid. He got him. 2 away. They definitely have those air horns.
They're here.
They have arrived.
And it does play an effect. It plays an effect to the other team 100%.
2 outs now. 5 strikeouts, by the way, for Rippey, who has really settled into this game despite a lot of damage around him. Half swing. That was definitely committing Orozco. I think it's big here if you're Rippey to get the 1-2-3 innings so you can face with a clean slate 2-3-4 in the 7th.
Yep.
Ground ball, jammed down to third. Walker picks and throws our first 1-2-3 inning of the night. And the calm Calvin Rippey is fired up coming off the mound. 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th. We're still tied at 2. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Bottom 6. Tyler Legacy back to the dish, and they're trying to take their first lead all night long. Here's Cole Kimmel.
Momentum all on their side. This is a huge inning here.
First pitch, called strike 1, as the umpire's going to ask for a stoppage to the noisemakers.
You could see this coming.
So is the pitch going to, I believe the pitch is going to count. It's a strike. Kimmel's down 0-1. Get to our trivia question here when we can. The bottom of the 6th inning. The 0-1. Kimmel grounds it back through the middle. Fielded cleanly by Funk. The throw to first is in time. 1 away. All right, let's get into our trivia question that I asked back in the 3rd inning. How many 50 home run seasons did Barry Bonds have? A3, B4, C1, D6. I'll give you the option to change your answer. Do you want to stick with 3?
Sticking with 3.
Everybody in the booth went 3, and I beat you guys today. He only had 1 career year where he hit more than 50 home runs. I beat everybody in the booth today. I'm happy about that. 0-1 on Harrison.
You would never expect that with someone.
I would have never
power.
expected it either.
But you could probably assume that he's probably walked all the time. So
Yeah. Well, he had, I believe, it was either double digits or just under of 40 homer seasons, but he only had the 150. Popped up by Harrison, left center field. On to get it is McAtee, who hasn't been very busy out there today, but he makes the catch, 2 outs. Kimmel, then Harrison. Now we're back to the top of the order in McKinney.
Number 24, Garner McKinney.
it's one of those situations. 2 outs, top of the order up with bottom 7 coming up. You necessarily don't want to get out here, but like if you get on base, you want this top of the order to keep producing. You don't want to burn that.
This ball's
top of
hit
order.
well out towards left, but
Great
McAtee
play on
able
it.
to run it down. Takes away extra bases and a couple of clean 6th innings.
We'll see if Rippey comes out here for the 7th.
I have not seen him leave the dugout yet, and I don't think he is. It looks like we're going to have a new pitcher entering. We'll tell you about him on the other side. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics. Top 7, great ball game here tonight at Mike Carter Field, but one team's got to win it. I had thought that we'd have a new pitcher, but Calvin Rippey was just very slow out of the dugout, and it looks like he's on here at least to start the 7th. Nolan Habel was throwing in the bullpen, so he could come in from shortstop once Rippey does hit the pitch count. First pitch to Jeff Claycomb, just misses ball 1. Rippey's got 11 more pitches, Coach, so you're hoping
He's going to throw strikes or try to fill up the zone as best he can just to find a way to get through here.
quickly falls behind, though, 2-0.
But a great effort by Rippey today to get this far and stay locked in the game.
2-0. Claycomb watches a strike. And I'm sure Rowlett knows the circumstances as well. They're probably not going to be swinging early and often. I think here if you're Rippey, although you need strikes to keep your pitch count low, you also don't want to leave cookies over the plate. He did that time. Claycomb not swinging, though. 2-2.
to be a big out, especially if your pitch count low. The first batter, a huge out.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Deep foul ball. Look out in the parking lot. Two and two again. Let's do it. Rippey. Staring in. Now he's wide in. Here it is. Ground ball to short. Hable. Tough play, but he picks it and throws on the move. Great play.
Fantastic play there up the middle. Help the pitcher out. You know he's low on his pitch count. Great play.
So the first out recorded. Rippey, remember, he can finish the batter once he crosses through 110. So if he can get Usry out in 5 or less pitches here, you'll get to face that third batter of the inning.
Get to finish the batter. So if he can get out of this batter right here, he can potentially finish the 7 innings.
There's a strike. Usry 0 for 2 with the walk. The guy on deck, though, has been dangerous. Roger Funk has 3 hits today, or rather 2 hits today and a walk. There's a liner into left field. It's a hit. So Usry's aboard for the 2nd time today. It's a single. We'll see if VJ Bunner decides to make the move yet.
I think he's going to get one more batter here.
Yep.
One more batter. See if he can get out of this. He's still a ground ball away.
Well, Funk has had Rippey's number today. 2 hits and a walk. He's scored a run. He's drove in a run. Rippey's at 106. So if he can figure out a way to get Funk out in 3 or less pitches, he could stay on for another batter. But I think the most important thing with a guy on base now, you just need to get the out.
Get the out. Get 2 outs.
Funk into the plate. He's just a junior, 5'11", 170. Hits the ball well. First pitch. Up and away, ball 1. Like I mentioned, expect Hable on the pitch when we do see a change. The 1-0. Ooh. Just high, 2-0. If you're Rippey, you got to find a strike here. You don't want to fall behind 3-0. River Kirkhoff is on deck. And it is now 3-0, and this will now officially be the last batter Rippey faces. So he will not get the full 7 innings, and he's somehow got to come all the way back against Funk. Ball 4. Snap throw down to first, but the runner will move up no matter what, and VJ Bunner is out of the dugout. So a fantastic evening for Calvin Rippey is going to come to an end. He did a great job, now a tough situation, Coach. A reliever coming in, 2 on, 1 out.
Looks like we'll have Jaden Davis come out here.
So it's going to be Davis, not Hable, into the game.
Great job by Rippey there to show some courage, show some guts, go out there and give it all you got for your teammates.
Well, we'll step aside and get you his final line when we come back and tell you all about Jaden Davis. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics. Aiden Davis, he's out of the Tyler Legacy bullpen, and the toughest spot probably of his young varsity career takes over for Calvin Rippey. Numbers on the year for Davis, 13 games, 4 starts. It's been really bullpen exclusive as of late. 2-2 record, even 3.00 ERA. Walks have been an issue at times, but opposing batters hitting just 174. River Kirchhoff. First pitch. Ooh. It has been a little inconsistent over that outside corner tonight to right-handed batters.
The situation, just throw strikes, calm down, throw strikes, find the zone. See if we can get a ball in play here, turn 2.
1-0. On the way. There's a strike, top of the zone.
Might have been a makeup call right there.
Both were pretty close. Middle infield will play for 2. A gaping hole on the right side of the infield. Davis just trying to, you got to get Kirchhoff here one way or another. Even if it's a fielder's choice that moves the runners over, just find a way to get an out here. Tyler Holmes, he's next. The 1-1 pitch. Dives down and away. Kirchhoff has walked, he's grounded out, and he's singled. Davis holding. The 2-1 pitch, here it is. Ooh. A couple of really close misses off the outside corner. It's gone 3-1.
Trying to find yourself on the mound. Take a deep breath. Control your emotions. Find a way. Control what you can control.
3-1 pitch. Foul back.
Great pitch there. Now you got a full count.
If you're Rowlett here, do you put the runners on the move? It's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but we haven't seen them run a lot this game at all. And they've had runners on base, and they've chosen not to run.
The thinking would be to stay out of a double play, I think, more than anything else. You have good speed regardless in Usry on second, so.
Not a huge lead there, so I assume he's staying home.
3-2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. A huge punch out for Davis.
Big out. Big punch out. Big strikeout.
Well, you'll see the emotion here on your replay. It might have been a bit high, Coach, but that fastball, the high fastball, 2 strikes, you know as well as anyone.
It's a little stutter step in his little kick there, and it can kind of get the timing down.
So Kirchhoff has struck out, but Davis is still not out of the woods. Tyler Holmes, who is 1 for 3. He would have had a sac bunt his last time, but he was the one, if you remember, had the batter's interference that ultimately cut an inning short for Rowlett. Ball 1.
They seem to get a more aggressive lead out there in second base. I don't know if they're trying to play mind games with the young Davis on the mound, or they're just trying to think about maybe we can get it back here, but that'd be really risky with 2 outs.
The outfield is definitely playing to cut a guy down at the plate. They are pretty far in. 6 o'clock start time today means a full sky. Not into the darkness yet. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a spin and a throw back. It gets into center field, but Hotman on it quickly, although the bobble, no advance. Well, he was peeking at him, Coach. You were right. He was peeking.
For whatever reason, they seem to be getting a little bit more aggressive right now in this situation.
Maybe trying to create chaos, if nothing else.
Chaos with the young pitcher on the mound.
Tyler Holmes, as Davis will step off. A huge game Best of 3 tomorrow at Rowlett. Saturday, if needed, that's at Caddo Mills. Same time tomorrow. Here's the 1-0. And he nearly nipped him with a breaking ball. 2-0. Tomorrow's game, a 6 o'clock start. We'll have that again on Tyler ISD Athletics out at Rowlett High School. Saturday will be a 12 o'clock first pitch. Long pause to 2-0.
Just low. He's not giving the outside corner right now in this inning. For whatever reason, he's not giving it. With 3-0 count, you'd hate to have the bases loaded, but this is a dangerous situation.
Aiden Simon, 0 for 3. He's on deck. I'd be shocked at a swing here from Holmes.
He's definitely towed the line here, too.
Davis will look the runner back.
Oh, 0-3 on deck is you kind of have that in the back of your mind. Well, maybe he's 0-3 off night. Maybe we can get another out.
3-0. Squaring to bunt doesn't matter. Ball 4.
Now batting number 20, Aiden Simon.
So the bases are now loaded. Here's Aiden Simon.
Take a deep breath. This is your batter, your moment.
0 for 3 today. But the walk does create a situation where if you walk Simon, go ahead, run scores. First pitch. Way away, ball 1.
He is in the windup in this situation. It's tough because a base hit with 2 outs. You assume this runner's going to run on contact, so you can assume a base hit has a chance to score 2.
And it gets away. Back to the screen, but no advance. It is 2-0, so way ahead in the count, but I think Ursi would have scored.
That little hesitation. He did a good job of getting back, because once you hesitate, you gotta go back. Because once you hesitate, you're going to be gunned.
DJ Bunner is going out to the mound.
But Noah Pratt's maybe missed that ball there, but got back to that ball super, super quick. And I think that caused a little chaos over there at third base.
What is Bunner going to do here? You're mid-count, so it makes it tough to put in a new pitcher, and I don't think that is the plan. But Davis is way behind now after falling behind 2 balls and no strikes. And he is going to make the change. So we will see a mid-count pitching change. Davis is going to exit. See who comes into the game to play defense, but Nolan Habel is coming into the game. We'll step aside. We'll tell you about the new pitcher and the new infielder here in just a moment. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics. pitcher in. Nolan Hable is going to take over in a 2-0 count. Coach, you really don't see that a whole lot, but Davis, VJ Butter, maybe thinking has let it slip and trying to just get Hable to throw strikes.
Situation, you just got those strikes because this next pitch is so important because you can either go 2-1 or 3-0.
Yep.
So this is a very huge pitch. Bring in the senior and see if he can get the job done.
Hable this year, 10 games, 18 2/3 innings, a 2-2 record with a 2.41 ERA. He's saved 3 games, 18 2/3 innings, 12 walks, 27 strikeouts. If you're Simon here, do you dare swing at it? You know you're probably going to get something good to hit unless it's outside the zone. Hable's obviously trying to throw a good strike.
They're towing the line. They could be in a swing till you get a strike, so we'll see how they play this right here.
Hable needs one. Big pitch. 2-0. There it is. Right down the chute.
They're in a swing to strike situation, so now they're going to be live and ready to swing.
Now Felton is going to go talk with his pitcher. Give him a second, Simon. We talked about the 0 for 3, but if anything, you could say he's due. 2 strikeouts, a fielder's choice this last time. If you're Rowlett, you obviously want to hit a walk, but more than anything else, just put bat on ball. Two balls and a strike. Another big pitch coming.
He gets the call now. Gets the call now.
I mean, that outside corner has been a... It's kind of like throw the dart at the dartboard and hope it lands on something good.
Regardless, great pitch for Nolan there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to put away Simon. Nowhere to put him. Here it is. Tapper, third base side, it's foul. Simon just barely getting bat to ball. And Hable's got some velocity on him. So if you're Simon up at the plate, you could become overextend the zone, just trying to fight to stay alive. If you're Hable here, do you stick with the fastball then?
I think you stick with the fastball.
I agree.
Try to overpower him. You got to force everywhere in the field.
Yep.
He's definitely towing the line. He's choked up on the bat.
Two balls, 2 strikes. We'll do it again. Fouled out of play. Simon's up there to battle. Still 2-2. If you're curious, Tyler Legacy 2-3-4 due up in the bottom of the 7th inning. So if anything, it makes this more pressure on Rowlett to get runs and runs right now.
Legacy's definitely in a great position for us offensively. If they can somehow survive this inning.
2-2 again. Got him swinging. How about that for the senior?
Way to come in there and get the job done. Now Legacy has a legit shot at going in there and walking this off.
Rowlett leaves them loaded once again, and we're off to the bottom of the 7th inning. Red Raiders trying to win it. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics. Back here, bottom of the 7th inning, clutch time in Tyler. Here's Payne Hotman. He's swinging right away. It's a foul ball. You can, by the way, close the book on Calvin Rippey, who pitched excellent. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 2 runs. He did walk 6. He struck out 5. Coach, he gave up 14 base runners and 2 runs.
He wasn't his best stuff tonight, but he found a way. There you see a ball.
This baby is shot deep to left by Hotman. It is going to one-hop the fence. A leadoff double for Payne Hotman. Coach, I thought that ball might be gone off the bat. My goodness.
This is exactly the order you want for Legacy up the plate here. You have 2 really aggressive hitters at the plate with Payne and Simeon coming up. And Payne is playing great all year. Just keeping the momentum going. Great swing there. Way to be aggressive. They're putting Simeon on the base, and that's a smart decision. I would put Simeon as well.
Well, you had mentioned during the break, what if we would have a Simeon walk-off? He's not going to get the chance, at least this inning.
Because you know, in this situation, Simeon is swinging out of his shoes, and I would highly encourage that as well.
Or does he try to bunt again? We saw that earlier. I think here, though, with the runner on second, you're playing for the hit. I think you're right.
You're a great situation far as if you do lay a bunt down with Payne, basically any ball in the field of play besides to the pitcher or maybe third that he's scoring on if he gets to third base. Because any pop fly to the outfield, you imagine he's going to tag up.
Yep.
And then any ball in the infield besides pitcher and possibly third, he's probably going to beat out too. So this would be a great situation. With no outs, I think almost, I wouldn't say it's automatic, but this would be great. And Kel's already put down a great bunt already this game.
Well, for Rowlett, if they are unable to win this one, you got to look back at all the opportunities they've had where they've left guys on base. They have now left runners on base in 6 of 7 innings. Total tonight, 11 left on. 2 on, none out. Kale zips to the plate. And you talked about it during the break. With Tyler Legacy now having used their third pitcher, and they really only used these 3 guys in district play, plus Kale Zip, so 4. You've used 3 of your 4 arms.
Yep.
There's a courtesy runner. Brady Symes is going to go, or rather, pinch runner. Brady Symes for Simeon Garner. And I like this because a potential slow roller where they might try to go to second, you stay out of the double play. Landon Bertucci in a tough spot right now for Rowlett, but he's going to get the opportunity to work out of it. There's nobody throwing in the Eagle bullpen. Outfield's pretty deep to left field. A base hit will win it, and Zips is...
that looks like it hit him almost. Last thing you want to do right here.
He's been a ball magnet. He leads the team in hit by pitches, and he was nearly hit to load the bases. The Red Mob is to their feet. Down the third base side.
Whatever you do, lay this ball right to the pitcher or to third base. First baseman is up.
Bunts down. Bunt. It's a beauty. Throw to third is wild. Everyone's safe.
That goes to the speed on second base. You have to throw that ball on a run or you're not getting Payne out. Great base running, great bunt there.
That'll be an error on the catcher in Claycomb.
Catcher has to run and gather that ball. You have no time to set your feet. You have to throw that sucker on the run, and he did.
He went for the risky play. It does not pay off. The silver lining, if there's anything to this for Rowlett, is you have a force out at any base now. You can go to any base. Obviously, home is where you're going on a ground ball.
And I'm shocked the outfielders are so far back. You almost want to play them so far up because anything past you is going to be an automatic run on a tag.
Nolan Habel. Called strike, front door breaker. Well, he was the hero in the top of this inning. How poetic would this be? A walk-off hit.
Talk about a huge moment for a senior right here. A senior leader having a time to shine.
Just down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And there's a lot of pressure on this pitcher right here. You have to throw strikes. You cannot throw balls in this situation. You can't hit the batter. You have to just fill up the zone and let the cards play as they're dealt.
Dallas Walker, he's next. The 1-1. Ground ball to short on a big hop. Fielding, throwing, late. Ball game. A walk-off winner for the Red Raiders. 3-2's your final. What a game, Coach.
What a game. You got the whole momentum. When you can go 1-0 in this playoff series, that's always great. No matter how you got it done, you're a 1-0 in the series. So congrats to DJ and the team. Now they got a chance to win it tomorrow.
Let's take a peek at the replay. It took the big hop. Waiting on it was Funk, and he really didn't have a decision to make. He had to wait on it, but the longer he waited, with the way Payne Hotman runs, no chance. A humongous Game 1 victory.
Great game. Can carry this momentum into tomorrow. When you're 1-0, guess what? You have a chance to win the playoff series the next day. So that's always a great sign and a great side of the story to be on.
We'll step aside for 60 seconds and come back to recap it. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Welcome back here from Mike Carter Field. It's gone final here tonight from Mike Carter, Reese Lane, and Seth Gibson. I mean, we said it, what a game, but Tyler Legacy, talk about grit and grind. They could have been out of this game very early, Coach. They managed to stay in the game, end up getting the victory, and a huge victory with the arms you threw. But regardless, they'll have a chance to move on to the area round with a win tomorrow night. Huge win for Tyler Legacy on the back of Nolan Habel. He gets the final out on the mound. He walks it off on the diamond. And when we look back at this game here tonight, Tyler Legacy, as I mentioned, it felt like they could have been out of it at any time, but they just kind of kept clawing and clawing and clawing. If you're Rowlett, you got to be really defeated, because it felt like at moments they really had this game won and they didn't.
They had so many runners in scoring positions, they just couldn't capitalize. So you can tally it up to tremendous play of Rippey on the mound, find a way to bow his neck and find ways to get out of there. This is really a team effort tonight. I think it took everybody to come away with this win, because at a lot of moments in the game, you know, Rowlett seems to have the momentum, and then it just flipped like a switch. Everything went back to the Legacy side, and they never gave it back. Had some fluky plays throughout the game, some chaos plays, especially in that inning where we had a kind of a no call at second, no call at home plate. I think that was kind of like the game-changing play for the game tonight. So, but overall, good team win for Legacy.
Well, the winning pitcher is Nolan Habel, who got one out, but it was the biggest out of the night. I mean, you come into a situation, 2-0 count, you come all the way back and get the strikeout. Then he goes and walks the game off. You got to feel great for him, and he might be the guy who gets the ball tomorrow to pitch.
Oh yeah, I mean, in that situation, you just got to come in and throw strikes, throw fastballs. You know, he got good velocity in his fastball. You know he's going to throw strikes, fill it up. He did what he's supposed to do, and then comes up to the plate in the situation later in the inning, and especially with Payne Hotman on third base, put the ball in play. Put the ball in play. Let your speed win the game, and just overall great game by Nolan, and coming in there and getting the job done.
Well, the final tally in the box score for Tyler Legacy, it's 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors. They left 8 on base. Rowlett, 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They left 11 on base. Winning pitcher Nolan Habel, losing pitcher Landon Bertucci, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Coach, it's been a pleasure. I hope to have you back on
yes,
for
sir,
plenty
man.
of games as we keep to go.
Hope I'll be back on
Keep
soon.
going on, yeah, by all means. I mean, he must be the good luck charm for him
yes,
tonight.
Sir.
Old Legacy assistant coach helping him get it done here tonight, and that'll do it for us here from Mike Carter. Game 2 tomorrow at Rowlett. 6 o'clock start time. I'll be on site out in Rowlett. 5:45 for pregame at the home of the Eagles. Game 2 of the bye district. Until then, for Seth Gibson, I'm Maurice Landon signing off. You've been watching Tyler ISD Athletics.